Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you all are fine. My name is Ekta Rona and I will be teaching you your fourth chapter of SST today. The name is the Mughal Empire. So the introduction is the Mughals established an empire in India which lasted for more than 2 centuries. It's a big time. So there was actually peace and prosperity in this era, and where we saw a very good culture development at that time. Why? Because there was a lot of interaction between Hindu and Muslims, which gave rise to Hindustani culture. Zahiruddin Muhammad Babur, he actually founded the Mughal Empire in India, and he was the ruler earlier of the Central Asia. Then he defeated Ibrahim Lodi, and then so on. He defeated a lot of people, and then he came into northern India, and then he ruled it. We learned about his life and achievements from his autobiography, which is Tuzuke Baburi. After Babur's death in 1538, Humayun was the one who came to the throne, who became the king. Now, what happened basically, what happens when the father dies? The next person, the son, nephew, they all become the king. So this is what was happening. But there was a time in this Mughal era when these son or nephews they were killing their ancestors just for the sake of the throne. So this used to happen at that time. So now we'll talk about Sher Shah Suri, and his time period was from 1540 to 1545. He was the son of the Jagirdar actually, and he got employed with the ruler of Bihar, and then he later came into the army of Babur. He defeated Humayun, and then he came to Kannauj afterwards. And he actually his brief period was of 5 years, but during this period, he conquered these many places. It's a good thing. He was very good. His empire extended from Bengal to Jhelum. Look at this place. See this map. So much he occupied at that time. So he was famous for his system of administration. Very good administrator was there at that time. Laws were very good. Equal laws were there. The main thing is the laws were equal for each and every person. Justice was always up to the mark. And also one important thing, there was at that time rupiah. What we have right now, at that time also rupiah was there, and the coins used to be of silver. He maintained large standing army comprising cavalry, infantry, and infantry. So these, because they used to fight a lot, they used to occupy so many places. So they had to maintain this large army where they had these strict disciplined soldiers were there. He used to pay the soldiers in cash. He was a tolerant person, and he undertook many public works, such as planting of shady trees along roads, providing wells. He also restored the Grand Trunk Road between Kolkata and Peshawar. After him came Akbar. His death was untimely. Then Akbar came. Akbar's real name was Muhammad Jalauddin, but he was very young. He got the throne when he was 14 years old. So when he came into the power, he made Agra his capital, Mughal Empire the capital. And one more thing which we saw in his time that he was very tolerant, he was very good, he was good towards Hindus also, and that is why he married a Rajput girl. It's written over here. He he was trying to maintain good and healthy relations with everyone. So that is why he married a Rajput girl, and he also gave security to the friendly Rajput state. But Mewar was the only state which did not accept the Mughals. Now, now after Akbar comes Jahangir. He got his throne in 1605. In the same year, there was a problem that he had to face the revolt of his son, Prince Khusrau. He married Noor Jahan. She was exceptionally beautiful and ambitious lady. who became the virtual ruler behind the throne. Now see this map. This much of area was under them. It's a huge area. So under her influence, Jahangir became a pleasure seeker and got addicted to wine. So this when these things happen, so negativity comes along with them. So after this, after Jahangir came Shah Jahan, and his real name was Khurram. He got his throne in 1628 AD, and he led many military expeditions. He faced the rebellions of Bundelas, and he also uh, revolted against the governor of Deccan. Uh, he is known for his beautiful architecture, which he focused at the time when he was there. This time period is known as the golden age of the Mughal period. And after him came Aurangzeb. He was also good because this empire reached its zenith. It was flourishing at that time. See this India under Aurangzeb. See this area. He captured this whole India. Whole. It's the huge thing. So basically, he spent his last 25 years of his life in Deccan. His main aim was to conquer the states of Bijapur. See, this is here we have this Bijapur, and he wanted to crush the power of Marathas. So Bijapur and Gopalganda were annexed, but the Marathas were able to establish their own kingdom in the Deccan under Shivaji. So Aurangzeb was not a person uh, who predicted well, and because of this particular reason, there was the decline in the Mughal Empire. He made more enemies than friends. The Mughal successors were incompetent rulers and pleasure seekers. Thus, it led to decline of their era. Now, how's the administration over there? How's the administration during this period? So, the absolute authority of the king and the strength of the army were its two pillars. The emperor was the commander in chief of the army. He used to directly appoint the officials. The wazir, the prime minister, looked after the department of finance. And there are so many people who used to take care of each and everything. So the duties were divided properly between them. If we'll talk about the provincial administration, so Akbar divided his empire into 15 subhas, each being under a subedar. So see, there was so much of discipline and planning for each and everything. That is why they ruled and they uh, grew very well. Now, if we talk about economy, the main occupation was agriculture at that time. Trade was also important. Now, we used to export. Export means when we are sending our items out of the country. So we used to export textiles, paper, indigo, opium to other countries. And but we used to import also. What we used to import? Gold, horses, raw silk, metal, ivory, precious stones, etc. Now, European trading companies like Portuguese, Dutch, English, they also started trading with us because at that time, import and export used to happen regularly. So, how was the religious policy at that time? Uh, in this era, Akbar is known as the king of everything. Akbar was the famous king. People used to love him. So Akbar was the first ruler who followed a liberal policy towards Hindu and other religious communities. He formulated his own religion known as Dine-e-Ilahi. What is the basic purpose of it? Universal harmony. Such a beautiful thing. Now, but on contrary, Aurangzeb wasn't orthodox. He was totally against Hindus and he destroyed many Hindu temples and converted them into mosques. Now we'll further study about Akbar here in detail. Akbar is known as the noblest king that India has ever had. He personally used to decide the cases, he personally used to settle all the disputes. The government at his time was very well organized. There were four departments, and there were ministers also, and the ministers, there were four kind of ministers at the time. First one is the prime minister, finance minister, second one, third one is the paymaster general, and the fourth is the chief sir. Now, if we talk about the provincial administration, he divided his empire into 15 subas. In each suba, there was a governor, styled as Sipa Salah, Diwan, Bakshi, Sadar, Qazi, Kotwal, etc. Now we have got this Ain Akbar also. This is a book which gives us this is a written in a written form. It gives us a picture of municipal administration during the reign of Akbar. The Kotwal was the in charge of the municipal and police work. He enforced Akbar's social reforms. If you see about the villages administrative, see if you see each and every detail, everything was well organized, and uh, there Akbar was not forcing anything on anyone. He used to listen to the people. He used to take care of his people. If we talk about army, is in his time, so his army was mostly consist of Turks, Persians, Afghans, and he also introduced a unique feature so that people get more attracted and more uh, they give more into their work, become good in their work. So this unique feature we used to call it Mansabdari. And what was that? Mansab means rank. He used to give rank to the people. So it was not hereditary. And he used to give fixed salary to his people, to the people who used to work for him. They had to maintain an army according to their rank. There were 33 grades actually in that rank. If we talk about the revenue, so revenue was fixed according to the quality of the land and the quantity of the produce. How much you are producing and what kind of land you have. All the cultivable land was classified into four divisions: Kolaj, Parauti, Chachar, and Pat. What about the religious policy? Akbar followed a liberal religious policy. Why? He had Hindu wife and his children were also they were also following both Hindu and Muslim religions. He we earlier also discussed this earlier, but this was more of a conduct. I mean, they it used to follow more moral values than a religion. But as soon as he dies, people didn't want to follow it. His policy towards Hindu was good. Yeah, Hindus used to love him because he abolished main thing which Hindus used to hate, the pilgrimage tax and jizya. So he stopped that. He did not take this take that tax from the Hindus. Akbar Fort was the center of learning and art. He used to give importance to education and culture. In fact, the fine arts was also there: architecture, music, painting, everything was there, and many things have been produced in his court. And the subjects include religion, philosophy, literature, history, etc. There were nine gems at Akbar's court, including Raja Todarmal, Raja Birbal, we all know, and so total there were nine gems. How Akbarnama and Aine Akbar are used to reconstruct history. Abul Fazl wrote Akbarnama and Aine Akbari. Akbarnama throws light on the history of the Mughal royal family from the times of Timur to that of the Humayun in the volume 1, 2, and 3, which are devoted to the history of Akbar's time period. Whatever has been happened is being written in these books, and when we read it, we get to know all about it. Akbar's regulation and all the department and all the subjects, including administrative, social, religious, economic, and revenue, we get to know each and everything in these books. This is how we've got it. Now, please go through this chapter, read each and everything. You'll be able to understand everything. Thank you so much. It was nice having you over.